This is Mainstream Metaphysics with your host, Nick Newmont.
Hey there, better late than never. Hi, I'm Nick Newmont. Welcome to Mainstream Metaphysics in the studios of Conejo Valley Talk Radio. And yes, joining me tonight. A dear friend, Carolyn, Hennesy.
Should we explain what happened?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, technical difficulties.
Well, we called it.
Yes.
First of all, thank you for having me on your show. I can't wait.
This
is going to be a fun.
Oh, yeah, you're going to love tonight's show.
We called them technical difficulties last Tuesday when I was supposed to be on, because I was here in the studio. So here's what happened. I was not feeling well. I felt like there was something coming. Didn't know if it was allergies. It might have been a cold, whatever it was. So I called my sister-in-law, who also works here, and I said, Becca, you've got to get me some Theraflu or get me
Dayquil.
Well, she went and she got me some Dayquil. So I came in the studio, and it was about 45 minutes before showtime, and I took a swig of that Dayquil and blew up like a watermelon. That's right, I did. I couldn't see out of my eyes were so swollen, so puffy. I was experiencing tingling and pricking, and my throat started to close a little bit. I was a mess. So we decided that the Elephant Man should probably not be on your show.
Oh my God, Carolyn!
No, seriously, it's true. It was ghastly, and I woke up yesterday morning, and I was still puffy, and the whole thing. And fortunately, I woke up this morning a little puffy, but ready to go, and it sort of has calmed down. But it was
a moment.
It was bad.
Yeah,
it was really bad.
And we were all here. We were very vigilant and making sure she didn't need to go to urgent care.
Nick was doing some energy work.
Yes.
Which I think, helped me survive. But yeah, those were the technical difficulties. It was a moment. And
we were all concerned about you driving home because your eyes were like coin slots.
Literally could not see. So no more Dayquil. We have learned no more Dayquil. NyQuil apparently is fine. But Dayquil, no, we don't know what's in it. That affected me like that. But I'm allergic.
And I asked you a question that night.
Yes.
I said, do you normally use salt? And you said you don't put...
I don't salt my food. I try not to eat salted foods.
Well, and I looked at the ingredients, and it's loaded with sodium.
Sodium, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's also loaded with alcohol. And considering I have 24 and a half years of sobriety, touch wood, I don't think it was that, but maybe my body just went, "What's this? Hey!" So might have been. So I don't know. Anyway, no more Dayquil. And here we are.
We are here, and you look lovely.
Thank you.
And we coordinated our outfits without talking to each other.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, it's so great to have you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to, be here and do this. Look, I love ritual. I love magic.
Yes.
Okay. Being a descendant of Merlin, I guess that goes hand in hand.
And no, without saying.
But you do, back in the days of COVID where we couldn't do all these different things, you appeared on the show when we did it in the classroom at the Newmont Center, and you do a process that's called hoodoo.
Hoodoo.
So let's refamiliarize the audience with what hoodoo is.
First, we're going to talk about what hoodoo isn't.
Oh, great.
Hoodoo is not a religion. And it is, like, for instance, it's kind of very distant cousin voodoo, because a lot of people get hoodoo and voodoo confused. The slaves that were brought over and landed in, for instance, Haiti, came from a different part of Africa. And they brought with them their own traditions, their own culture, their own spirituality. And that manifested into voodoo in Haiti. The ones that arrived here, Port of New Orleans, the Carolinas, Virginia, they came mostly from Central and West Africa, and they brought with them their culture, traditions, spirituality. They simply didn't have the tools that they had back in their homeland.
Surely.
So they had to find what was a good representation, find what else would work in place, what did the same thing but had a different name, etc. And so hoodoo is Southern African American folk magic. but it is not a religion. It is simply a spiritual practice. And I call it small magic because these are not necessarily worldwide problems that we're trying to manifest. We're not trying to manifest world peace. We're not trying to manifest, larger issues. We're just trying to perhaps draw money to us. We're perhaps trying to draw love to us, or keep the law away, or success in gambling. There are some negative ways you can use hoodoo. I choose not to, but I choose to work on the positive. So today, we're going to, and I was telling Nick beforehand, what constitutes hoodoo, the spells, because it's also called conjuring, spellcraft, root working, helping yourself, helping others. My favorite is cleaning up that mess.
Love that.
Yeah. So I like to help myself and I like to help others. And so we're going to concentrate on one particular money drawing spell tonight. There are infinite ways you can do some of these things that we're going to do, but I'm going to do what is kind of a general practice, what is sort of common. Because as I say, what's in hoodoo's like a big box, and outside that box, it's not hoodoo. Inside, there are almost infinite variations. All right. So before we do the petition underneath the candle, this is a great way to draw money. I'm going to assume that a lot of your listeners probably have altars.
A lot of them would.
I would assume,
yes.
yeah. So this is something that would go on your altar. And an altar in a home, in anywhere, in an office, in a barn, it's very easy to create. It's simply things that are important to you, a cloth, a candle, and some things that are important to you. And that's your altar. So before we start with this, I'm going to give just a couple of money drawing, because this is about money tonight. So I'm just going to give a couple of money drawing tricks that you can do very, very simple. For instance, you can put a dime in your dominant shoe. Dominant foot. Like if you're right-handed, right-footed, put a dime in your shoe. It's a big money draw. Also a quarter if you want to walk around. And I think you have
I have a quarter in my right shoe.
I told this to Nick the other day. And I have a quarter in my right shoe. It's all good. A petition paper in your shoe. Right? So you can take the same petition paper that we are using, put it right side up, step on it, and walk around with that all day. Also, bathing in cinnamon. That's fun because you smell nice. You can take a couple of sticks of cinnamon. You can put it in a quart of water. You can boil a quart of water. Keep that in the refrigerator and add a little bit to your bath, just like maybe a quarter to a half a cup. Say a little ritual prayer. Bathe. Take a cup of that bath water. When you're done, walk outside from the curb to your front door. Sprinkle it. And say things something like akin to money comes to me, money stays with me, money comes to me, money stays with me. That whatever you like to draw money to you. So those are just a couple of things that are not as intensive and a little complicated as what we're going to do tonight. So, but those are fun. Big money draw cinnamon.
One of it's so funny. I was working with a client the other day, and it really wasn't about money, but something just came to me. I mean, stuff just comes to me. And I told her, I said, you need to get real good cinnamon sticks, put it in water, and drink it. I don't know. It had to do with her gut. I told her so.
Yeah, cinnamon's also great internally. Yeah, but spirit loves cinnamon, apparently.
What?
Right?
So I like it. I really do. Sometimes when I make a latte at home, it's cinnamon goes into my latte.
Of course.
When one of my mentors many years ago, I do a new moon and a full moon money ritual, and when we light the candle, what we say 3 times is, money, money, come to me as I will, so mote it be.
So mote it be?
Yes.
Interesting.
So it might, so it may be.
Got it.
Archaic English. Anyway, it's all positive and it's all good.
It's so interesting because as many... Everyone's got their own particular spiritual practice, even if they're not aware of it. Do you know what I mean? Truly. Yeah. So even just saying, boy, I'd like a $100 bill to appear before me. Oh, look, it's the thing that I love about hoodoo and any sort of personal spiritual practice is that unlike a religion, right, where you have an intercessor, you have priests and priestesses and bishops and archbishops and reverends and people who will speak to spirit on your behalf. You don't need them with hoodoo. You are your own intercessor. And you are speaking to spirit directly. And basically, with hoodoo and with drawing anything to you, you're basically saying to spirit, look, I'm down here, I'm dancing as fast as I can. I'm tap dancing as fast as I can, and I just need a little help. So I'm asking you for help, and I'm petitioning you. I am laying out things for you. I am showing you how devoted I am to my own success with your help. So that's what I love about it. So it can be done anywhere. So, all right. So shall we, are there more questions for me? Or shall we just get started?
Well, let's get started, because there are little things that, as I was watching you preparing,
right,
I have questions about that. Now, one of the things, the other day when we were going to do the show, Carolyn sent me a text and said, you have to bring these things. And it was something, a cutting implement, all right, that could belong to
actually, it's more of a writing implement, like a stylus or writing implement, yes.
And so I went into this jewelry box that I have, and there's all kinds of stuff in there.
Always.
Great, wear it, put it in there. It'll be safe in there. And so I went in there and pulled out. Now, here's a bit of irony, okay? So yesterday, January 29th, was 52 years to the day when I started in the fashion industry back in the town Beaver, Pennsylvania, outside of Pittsburgh. And in that jewelry box,
a fashion mecca.
Yes, is a pencil, and it's hard to see because it's green, with the name of the store, the town, the phone number, okay? But it needed the implement, as you requested, and had these knives. We had a bunch of them made, swag, okay? And there is this little pocket knife, and we use them in fashion because sometimes you have to cut base stitches and do that kind of stuff. And I haven't looked at this in a long time. And all the different times I've moved, these two items have somehow stayed with me. And when I told you about it, you were kind of like...
Well, they were meant to be here tonight. It's as simple as that.
So anyway...
Then another thing is, why did I ask Nick to bring a writing implement? Well, one of the things we're going to do tonight, we're going to do several things that go into this particular piece of work. They call it work. And they all need to be done. They don't need to be done in any particular order. We're going to start simple. Sure. But they all have to be done before you light the candle. So the reason I said to Nick, I said, you've got to bring something to write with. And I have my grandfather's penknife, which I have anointed, and nobody else touches this but me.
I want to touch on that for a second. When it comes to your altar tools, really no one else should ever touch your altar tools.
No. I lead people into my office and I say, you can look at my altar. Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything.
Right.
It's simple as that.
Right.
And my altar is very kind of convoluted. I have a lot on my altar. You can have, again, an altar with 3 items. Simple as that.
Right.
But it's because we're going to be writing on this candle. We're going to be writing on the side of the candle in a downward spiral. Okay, so you want something. And actually, you know what? While we're here, we're just going to anoint that. You're just going to anoint this. This is a Crown of Success oil. This is a money drawing oil.
Now, what goes in the Crown of Success oil?
Oh, this is my line of oils, and so it's secret stuff.
Well, just like we have the Sentient line at Newmont Center, we don't tell people what's in the recipes.
So I'm going to put this on your forefinger, and between your thumb and forefinger, and then slide it up that. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say a little prayer while you're doing it. Do it again. Just say a little. Little internal prayer.
I'm going to clean both blades. There's another smaller blade.
Okay. Oh, you fancy. Excellent. Good. All right. And you've said that prayer, so that now that is anointed, and now really nobody else should touch it. Okay. So this is a simple money draw. This candle will go on your altar. We're working in green because Spirit loves color. Various hoodoo spells work with color. If this were a love spell, we would be using red, of course. So we have a green pen. We have a green candle. You have a green pencil, which I just love.
Yes, and that's coincidence. That's
right. Okay.
What's
color
left.
of money, green. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a 5-spot anointing on the money that we are choosing to put underneath the candle. There are going to be several things that go under this candle. This candle should be an votive, because when we light it, there are going to be things on this plate. You can use a pie tin, for heaven's sakes. You can use just about anything. This is what I use on my altar. I brought this from home. This is a little thing that I made in ceramics class.
I love it.
I don't know, 6th grade. And I have my candle, which is burned way down, but it's still good. And this is an votive, and so this goes right in here. And in this, I have just a couple of, there's some sigils in here, there's some foreign paper money in here. Again, all to draw. Underneath this, I would probably put some check stubs, you know?
There was a blast of energy that just came off of that.
Is it good? Was it good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Whew, man.
Money. So I will put some canceled checks. Put it under here if they're a large denomination. Again, everything on your altar, and this on my altar also has a green cloth on it, okay, because it's basically a money draw. So that would have this. We're going to have to try and find a votive for this, because underneath you're going to want to put your petition, which we're going to write, and a piece of money. Okay, and it's the largest bill that you feel that you can part with safely and not need. Nick has chosen to brought a $100 bill because that's Nick. I'm using a 20. So
it's like game show. Big money. Big
that's
money.
Right. So we're gonna we're gonna put a 5-spot oil pattern. Oil pattern in a 5-spot. Oil in a 5-spot pattern. Okay. So we're gonna take some money oil, money drawing oil. Again, this is from my line. It's called the Queen's Treasury, because my line is called Queen's Curios. It's a long story. Anyway, Queen's Treasury.
Love that.
Yeah.
We'll have to explain that at some point.
And this is the Queen's Crown of Success. What? It's crazy. Okay. So here's how you do. Ed, you might want to look down on this. Can you do this? Can you do that? Okay. All right.
It's a busy table tonight. I love this.
It's a very busy table. So we're going to take money. We're going to take this oil. We're going to put it on our middle finger. Okay?
Yes.
And we're going to start. I start in the left top corner. Just a little dab over here, little dab lower left, little dab lower right, and then a dab in the middle. That's a 5-spot pattern. Okay? Say a little prayer. Good. All right. Now we fold this and we put it under our candle. I'm going to put mine in here. All right. So that's done.
Should we bring this into frame?
Yes. Yes, we can move the M&Ms only slightly.
That's the M&Ms, by the way, are a little bit of a ritual that started months ago, and I get a handful before the show. We call them the good luck M&Ms.
Yes. Well, it's fortuitous that they're here because we're going to be using that lid in just a moment. Okay. Now, actually, what we're going to do is, because now we're going to create our petition paper. Petition. Okay. The petition is basically your prayer that is constantly there underneath this ritual candle, and spirit is reading it. What's interesting about the petition paper, I'm going to show you my petition paper that goes in here, and I've used this. You can change your petition paper every day if you want to. If you want to write a new one, if you want to go through that trouble and do it, fine. You can if you like what's on here, it can go for years, right? You don't need to change it out. So this is mine. And you want to show that? Okay?
There we go.
Yeah. It's busy. It's very busy. So now we're going to create one for you.
Now, before we started the show, you were folding paper very precisely.
Yes.
And very sharply, but you didn't cut it with the scissors.
No. For a petition such as this, if you were doing some negative work, let's say, against somebody.
Right.
Again. And you wanted to prick them, you wanted to damage them in some way, you could take very sharp scissors and cut a triangle. Cut the triangle with scissors so that it's not torn, and make these edges very, very sharp. And that's something that's part of a negative ritual,
right,
shall we say,
right,
against somebody. But for this, I usually use brown paper. aisle as this is, right? Shopping bags are great for hoodoo.
Brown paper shopping
brown
bag.
paper shopping bag
Okay.
with the side with no writing on it. But I totally forgot. I knew there was one thing I forgot. It's fine. So we're using white paper, and I tore it because when you tear it, it makes the paper, as one particular hoodoo practitioner said, so pure that angels can read it and write on it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Really
so
do.
I've torn, and you want to make it as square as possible. All right, so here's your petition paper, and here's mine. Now, the first thing we're going to do, oh, and by the way, this is a success sigil, and we're going to be using that.
Would you define sigil, please? For
It's basically a sign. It's basically a sign that in hoodoo, it's you. Nobody else needs to know what it means but you, or it can be very common. This success sigil is extremely common, certainly in money drawing work. Okay, and we're going to be using this, but I wanted to write it out very big, so because it's success, no vowels. S's have the money. The S's are dollar sign. The cents. The C's are
cool.
the C's are the cent signs. Okay.
That's funny about that word, and it's going to sound like a joke, but it's when I coach third base. You know, sigils are I'm giving signs that no one else can figure out but my team.
Yeah, those are, you know, manual sigils.
Right.
They're not these. This happens to be written. Okay, so take the top of that jar, of the M&M jar, and while you're at it, while it's open, I'm just gonna, just reach a little bit. Just for good luck. Just for good luck. Okay. Put those over there. Maybe have one. Okay. You're gonna put that because it happens to fit in the center of your paper. You're gonna take your pen. Green pen. No, green pen.
Oh, green pen.
I brought one for you. It's over there somewhere. You don't see it. Where is it? Take this
You
one.
know what?
You put it over there. Use mine.
Okay.
Draw a circle as neat as you can. Thank you, Edward. Okay. Lift
Not
up.
bad.
Yep, I'll take that. Now, this is the hardest thing you're going to do for this particular petition paper. You're going to write a very short petition or prayer. For instance, something like, prosperity is mine. Money comes to me. Money stays with me. Money comes to me, money stays with me. That, right? And you're going to write it in cursive. That's right. This is why we need to teach cursive in school.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, so you're going to write it. Here, let me do mine.
I know exactly what I'm going to say.
Good. Very short. You're writing it in cursive, and this is just kind of a where this came down from. Who knows? But as hoodoos survived slavery and emancipation, a lot of these things have just simply become ritual within ritual. You're going to write it in cursive. Your pen is not going to leave the paper at all. If it does, you have to start over.
Okay.
And the last letter of your petition has to join up with the first word of with the first letter of your word.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
So you mean you write in a circle?
You're writing in a circle like this.
It's fascinating.
And my pen just left the paper, but that's okay.
So you write on the line.
Okay? Like that, all the way around.
So you write it multiple times.
You're going to write it multiple times. Just, if you need to squish those letters at the end, you do.
Okay.
Because the great thing about being your own intercessor and understanding your personal relationship with spirit, with the universe, with the, with God, as you understand him, her, or it, is that God knows what you're writing. God will read it if you misspell every word. Just doesn't matter. But make it join up. Okay?
So should I do that now?
We will wait.
Okay. Oh, you're waiting for me.
Yes, we're waiting for you.
Tell us some good stories.
Tell us a good story?
Yes.
Let's see. What's a good story that I could tell? What's a really good story? They've all just fled from my head. This is a wonderful book. I'm gonna show this book. It's called Paper in My Shoe. This is also a wonderful book, Cursing and Crossing, but you have to be a really kind of advanced hoodoo practitioner because you can do some serious damage with this. You can do some serious, right? And you want to make sure that you are well protected, so there are protection spells you would need to use something like this. But this Paper in My Shoe, this is all about petitions, writing petitions, prayer petitions, love, money, success, whatever it is. And again, as what we're doing is something very common, but there are myriad different ways. And this was written by a wonderful woman named Catherine Ironwood, who is my particular hoodoo guru. And in reading this, I ordered this on Amazon, and in reading this, there's all of these. There were all of these links. Are you done?
Yep.
You're fast.
I write.
Did you? And your pen? I'm trusting you that your pen didn't leave the paper.
No, we're good.
At any rate, Catherine,
I write in a journal. I have a special kind of journal I write in every night, so I write cursive every night.
Whatever. Anyway, Nick. Lucky Mojo Curio. The Lucky Mojo Curio Company. Yeah, hang on. I just want to make sure.
By the way, as Carolyn is doing this, I was telling Carolyn before the show started, as how, and you talk about magic and all that, of how I got an acting job that fell in my lap.
Right.
And Carolyn's reaction to me was so appropriately classic as a long, hard-working actress.
Yes, it wasn't, well, good for you. Oh, that's wonderful.
Not at all.
No, not at all. Because of the many auditions that I've had to go out on, something fell in your lap, so my reaction was, good for you.
And it wasn't a drink that fell in my lap. It really was a soap opera acting gig.
I'm going to suggest everyone who's interested, luckymojo.com. Now, I will warn you that it is a rabbit hole the size, depth, breadth of the Grand Canyon, and I fell into it. And it's basically a side hustle now, but it just spoke to my particular spiritual journey. So Lucky Mojo Curio, I so strongly suggest anyone who is into either contact me or go there, because.
By the way, since you said that, don't tease them if they want to get in touch with you.
Yes.
How do they get in touch with you?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, there's that. Yes. Carolyn Hennesy, Hennessy, the short spelling. CarolynHennessy.com. And you can also go to Queen's Curios to order my line of oils. I can do work for you remotely. So there's that.
Now, a few weeks ago, when we had one of our game nights or whatever we did to get together, you told a story that got my attention. And there was someone you know that wasn't getting any work. Okay?
Yes.
You told this about 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Tell that story, please.
I was kind of a newly minted hoodoo practitioner. And this particular friend of mine said, I haven't had an audition in weeks. I haven't had a job in months. I am considering a different line of work. I'm lost. I'm struggling. And I said, well, I've been doing this particular spiritual practice. I've been cleaning up messes, as it were. I've been helping myself and others. Let me see what I can do for you. So we did this. She put a dime in her shoe. I think she bathed in some cinnamon. And she called me. We did this at my home. She took it home, said her prayer, and then lit the candle, and then kind of walked away. And the next day, she said, I went out on an audition, and I immediately got a call back, and then she booked the job. And I thought, well, there you go.
That is so cool.
Because again, I stressed that it wasn't necessarily me. I simply walked her through the ritual, but it was her interceding for herself.
Right.
Her particular connection with spirit, because she believed. And belief is half the battle. Absolutely half the battle.
Well, you read my mind on that. I want to ask you a question, okay? Yes. Because, when in my education with magic, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, so a person, it's in their best interest to do this. But what if in their mind they're going, nah, I'm going to do it, but, because people are skeptical and people get in their own way.
They can. They can do everything we're doing here. Spirit will read it. Spirit may help.
Right.
But and spirit may understand what lies, that maybe there's a fear behind it that they don't really want to acknowledge. So they're kind of like, yeah, well, I'll do it, but I'm not sure, because they're hedging their bets. They're protecting themselves. Spirit could easily see through that and absolutely help, right?
Okay.
The work itself, the ritual itself, is important, but the most important is actually saying, look, again, I'm dancing as fast as I can. I'm doing everything that I know I can do. I need now universal help. I need spirit help.
Right.
Okay?
And asking for help is a sign of strength.
It's
not
truly
a sign
not
of
a sign of weakness ever. Okay, so now...
And by the way, to everybody watching, Michael, Becca, Catherine Glass, Bridget, Selena,
Hi,
thank
Catherine.
you. Carolyn,
Beck.
thanks for
the NyQuil.
watching.
I mean, the DayQuil. Anyway, hello everyone.
Don't think
Hi,
it hasn't
Mitch.
been nice.
And I think Mitch is on too. Hello, Mitch. We know our Mitch. Okay, so now,
Yes.
now we're going to take our green, and now we're actually writing the. This is part of the petition. We're going to complete the next half of the petition. You're going to write an odd number of times. 5 is a very big number. Three's I find too little. 9 is too much. 5 or 7.
Okay.
And it can be the exact same thing that you wrote here.
Okay.
It can be a different phrase. All right? And you're going to write it out. Cursive is best.
Okay.
Just write it out. And as you're writing, say a bit of a prayer. May this petition do what it is intended to do.
Okay.
Okay? So, and you can
Lift your pen.
lift your pen. We'll wait.
I'm writing as fast as I can.
That's right. Exactly. And
I like the number 5
5's good.
because 5 is, especially in magic, it's the pentagram, the pentacle.
Ooh. Devil at the crossroads. What?
Yeah. As I'm writing, you had an audience with Merlin recently.
I did.
How was that for you?
Very enlightening. Merlin knows a lot about me, and
I have no idea what he said. by the
and
way.
I have it on audio tape, and confirmed a lot of things for me, and basically told me that yes, I'm on the right path in a number of areas of my life. So, and to continue to open. Okay, now you have this paper. You're going to turn it a quarter. Now this is very interesting because you're going to write the same number. What? How many times did you write?
5.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Got it. I see it now. You're going to write the exact same number of times. You're going to write your name because you're writing your name over your
it's like
petition.
I'm claiming it?
You are dominating your petition.
Okay.
You are mastering your petition. You are showing your dominance over it. So your name.
I have a question,
Yes?
by the way, because I formally go as Nick Newmont, but I have a formal name. What do I write?
Whatever you would like Spirit to know you as.
Okay. Well, they call me a bunch of different things, but
I'll bet they do. Don't write those. Because Spirit does not necessarily like profanity. Likes whiskey, but not profanity. Go ahead. Michael Place just wrote 444 also. Oh, 8 is my number. Oh, 8 is your number. No, Michael, no. Michael Place, no. It's odd numbers. Odd is very big in hoodoo. Not even. Just saying.
done.
Okay. Now, with your name facing you,
Yes, ma'am.
you're going to fold the paper toward you because you want money to come to you. You're bringing it toward you. If this were, for instance, a petition to send something away from you, you would fold the paper away. All right?
Okay.
Fold it once again. Turn the clock. Turn it one turn. Fold it again towards you. Okay, great. Now open it back up. Now you have your quadrants. All right, now in the corners of this paper, you're going to write this. You're going to write the success sigil. Oh, someone, okay. You're going to write the success sigil, and and you have to kind of just.
Oh, I see. Love this.
Right. Now see this is what it looks like right here, yeah? And you're going to just put dollar signs through all the S's. Don't worry if they're not perfect. Spirit understands. And cent signs. This, but smaller, in all four corners. I know it takes a little bit of time. But again, this is, see, Becca wrote, see, I'm a great sister. Well, yes, you are. Except for the J-Quill.
Got to have a little drama, right?
Got to have a touch of drama. Well, you know, you have to intrigue them. Why wasn't she on last Tuesday? Because she looked like a cantaloupe. So there's that.
Yeah, and I have to give you a lot of credit. Going through that, you still maintained your sense of humor. There are things we said that night we won't repeat on air, but they were hysterical.
Very funny.
And but you have to remember, laughter heals. Oh, segue, laughter heals. Next Thursday night, my guest is funny man and laughter therapist Craig Shoemaker.
I thought he was on 2 weeks ago.
No, Craig had a problem with his eyes and was not able to be on. I don't know what the heck he did. His eyes, he texted me, his eyes were as red as a fire engine.
My eyes? Craig's eyes? Something about eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but you're absolutely right. Are you done? Yeah, good.
Yes,
now
ma'am.
we're going to 5-spot the paper. Now, here's what's interesting. Because this is your petition and you want it to succeed, we're going to and it's about money, we're going to 5-spot it with 2 different oils. The first, and we're going to use 2 different fingers because we don't want these oils mixing with each other.
Got it.
They serve different purposes. Okay. First is the treasury oil. So
there's a question, by the way, as we're doing this. Do you have to use paper money or can you use coins?
You can, but you can anoint the coins, but yes, you can use coins. But just make sure that when you place them, the candle isn't, sitting on the edge of a coin or something like that. It's better because you can use a $1 bill. You can, if that's what you got, you can use a $1 bill.
Don't use a $3 bill.
You can use a $2 bill.
Yes, ma'am. I have mine in.
Right. Coins are not recommended. They'll do, but put the coins in your shoe. You can anoint the coins with oil, but you can't write on them. You can't, sort of
right.
Send that up. Pick a finger, any finger. Okay. Little dab will do you.
Okay, so we're going to go to the top left corner. Yep. The top right.
Top right. Now bottom left, bottom right, center. Now, that is something that I do because that's what I've seen done, and I like it. You can start in the center and work out. This is one of those variations that you can do. Right. You can make it your own. Okay.
Well, I love the number 5 because I'm a 5 personality.
You are, well, in your numerology. Now, pick a different finger.
I'm going to use this one.
Okay. So you can, do your little thing.
All right, in the same spots?
Same spots. Say a little prayer. Prayer is big in hoodoo. Okay.
Does anyone ever talk about the prayer?
We're going to talk about the prayer now.
Okay.
Okay, so now fold it up.
Okay, fold.
Fold it up as you... Fold it towards you. And then quarter turn it. Fold it towards you again.
Oh, it has to be like this. That's why.
You're bringing it towards you. Underneath the candle we go. All right. Now this is... Now these elements are done. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the candle. You're going to take your writing implement.
Okay.
And you're going to start at the top of this candle and working down in a spiral. You're going to scry. You're going to inscribe this with, it can be the same thing you wrote in the circle. It can be the same thing you wrote across the page. It can be something totally different. But this is part of your money draw.
So I'm going to write it one time?
You're going to write it as many times as it takes to, and here's what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do this.
Okay.
Right? Go around a few times.
Okay.
Okay?
And can I lift the knife?
Yes. You
Okay.
absolutely can lift the knife.
So I'm going to write what I wrote.
And don't worry if you can't read it, Spirit can. So there. Question for me while you're doing that?
I don't see any questions from them.
That's okay. That's all right.
And by the way, it's hard for you to see this at home.
Maybe the overhead shot.
But it definitely...
Start your spiral down.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to go down in a spiral.
Okay.
Okay.
So now...
There you go. There you go. One of the reasons that I love hoodoo, and it's so interesting because hoodoo is, there are as many Caucasian practitioners of hoodoo now, I would think, in the United States, maybe across the world, as there are African American, even though this is, again, Southern African American folk magic. And what I found very, very interesting were some of the stories that Catherine writes about in her many books on LuckyMojo.com, and what I had the great pleasure of going actually and working with her, a workshop in which we made incense and oils and sachet powders.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a wonderful workshop, and then COVID hit and everything went south.
By the way, there's a comment from Michael on there. I just want to ask, whose hair looks fabulous?
Not yours.
It's got to be yours.
Anyway, so I know I'm growing it out. I know, it's crazy. It's over there laughing.
It is funny.
This was in the days before, mail order and phones, and when life on the plantation was not as comfortable as it could have been at all. This was spoken. This was exchanged, orally, not necessarily in writing. It was so it went kind of from place to place, kind of sort of like in an underground fashion.
By the way, I've written this 5 times.
Okay, are you done? Are you at the bottom?
Almost.
Write it one more time.
Thank you.
Actually, write it 2 more times. This can be an even number. It's just the spiral that you create. What's interesting is that when they were brought here, and again, they didn't have the herbs, the roots, the minerals, anything that they had back in their homeland. So how did they kind of discover what was accessible to them in the Deep South? Well, believe it or not, they intermingled with a lot of with American Indians, and they brought their knowledge of roots and herbs and minerals, because there was some intermarrying. And so that's how they came to understand what they had at their disposal.
There. Wrote it 7 times.
Nice. Very nice. Okay. Now we're going to anoint the candle.
Okay.
Okay? First with the Queen's Treasury. And you can just go, it's very sexual. You can go up and down the sides of the candle. Anoint it, say a prayer, use as much oil as you would like.
Well, in the way I was taught to anoint a candle is like this, but I'll do it the way.
You do it however you want.
When Carolyn was making a joke there, but it's not a joke. One of the things you have to be careful of when you're anointing is to turn the candle, because if you just get at the bottom of the candle and you go like that, you're pushing all the luck away.
No. You do it down.
Down.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that so that the luck goes into your petition and into your money. You can also write on your money.
And do you put the oil on your hand or directly in the candle?
Hand. I just use one finger, but you're using your entire... Okay, see, now this is interesting. This is a way you can do it that I was not taught, but is perfectly acceptable. You can write on this, although this isn't going anywhere. Okay? This is going to stay on your altar under your candle. But what's interesting is that in the money that you have in your wallet, per se, you can write on the money in your wallet and it say, return to me.
Oh, cool.
Return to me. And that's another money draw. That brings it back to you. Okay, that's done. Now, can you do it, because you don't want to mix with Queen's Crown of Success, can you use your other hand?
Yes, I can.
Okay. This does not have a dropper on it, so best of luck. Excellent. Excellent. Once your candle is anointed, are you the only person who can touch it? Yeah, because it's going on your altar. This is all personal connection with Spirit. Nobody else. All right. Now your candle is ready to light. The only thing that is missing is the prayer.
Okay.
Now, you don't have to do any of this, the money, again, unless you want to do it every day.
Okay.
I personally don't. When your candle burns down, I would suggest a new petition paper. You don't need to use, you can reuse the money, but I would suggest a new petition paper. But that candle's going to burn for a long, long time.
Yes, it is.
The only thing you have to do when lighting your candle, because you don't want to leave a candle burning in your home, and that's, as I say, that's going to take a long time. If you use this in your office and you're writing and you light it and you say your prayer as you are lighting it, you can then snuff it out. You never blow a candle out. You never blow a candle out in hoodoo. Spirit doesn't like it. It's rude. You snuff it out, so you get a candle snuffer.
One of my mentors also said, when you blow the candle out, you're blowing the magic away.
Absolutely, right? So that's rude to yourself.
It's true.
When you snuff it out and you light it again, just all you need to do is say the prayer again. Okay? So now, I have a whole string of prayers. I have a prayer for my morning ritual when I wake up, asking God to guide me in the day, for success in my endeavors, and that only good guidance will I accept. Nothing negative is to come into me. I also thank the ancestors, and I thank my ancestors. My ancestors being my father's father and mother. But when I say the ancestors, I thank those who went before, who created this. I thank those individuals who were brought over from Africa who just didn't want to be here. There you go. But they suffered, bled, and died so that we have this connection. So we don't need to light. You can light it now. I wouldn't. No. But when you do, and you can write out a prayer. You can have a different prayer every time you light it, but it has to center around money. God, give me abundance. Spirit, I beseech you to bring prosperity into my life. May my cup overflow. I trust that you will bring me abundance. Things like that. Right? You can write it out. You can say the same prayer every time. I do. You can say a different prayer. You can speak into extemporaneously. You can use scripture. Whatever it is that means something to you, that lets Spirit know what you are wishing for, what's on that petition, what you need in your life. You need more abundance. That's what you're going to say. So that is ready to go. Although I would put it in a votive.
Well, tomorrow I'm in the office a long time, and I have receptacles.
You have the black jars.
Right.
There you go.
So tomorrow I'm in the office from 8:30 to like 5:30 tomorrow.
There you go.
So when I get in tomorrow, I will say the prayers I already know. It was interesting a moment ago when I was anointing and something, as we're looking to manifest money, and the thought that came through after me, it was, and so may it benefit all.
Yes, that is personal to you, because what you will do with your money is benefit all. That's your intention. A lot of people don't necessarily have that intention. But and what one does with one's money is one's personal choice. Exactly. You want to do absolutely. Why not? Why not? Spirit may say, "Oh, look, he wants to benefit others. I'm going to direct it to him," as opposed to somebody that just says, "I want a lot of money so I can rule the world." Maybe Spirit's not going to go be so great with that.
Well, Spirit doesn't judge, but
Spirit does.
There is karma.
Now it's interesting. I brought a bamboo skewer because you do not want to light a candle directly with something like this or a match. This is where it needs a little bit of an intermediary, a little intercessor.
This is fascinating.
Yeah. So you light the end, you light this with this, and then you can light that. Okay.
Wow.
It's no one knows why. No one knows where some of these came down from. I mean, you can sort of surmise. I don't know. Is it a little too aggressive? Maybe. I don't know.
But why change the script?
Exactly. This is just one particular piece of work that works for me. It works for the others. It works for my clients. There are so many different ways to draw what you want to you, and that we just have we don't have time for here, but we can come back and do some love spells, or we can do some.
And I definitely
keep the law away spells.
I definitely will have you back on, and because look, it's really important for people to understand the goodness and the universal permission for using magic for the self.
It's along the lines of when you're helping yourself, then your tank is full and you can help others.
Right.
When you live in abundance, you can if your moral compass and your generosity are pointing north, you absolutely help others. When you are full of love and goodness and humor and fun and all of these things, it's almost like you become porous and you just spread it out.
Surely.
Well, listen, we all need money. We all need a little help. As for those who say, "Oh, I don't need him. I'm beyond material things." Good for you. I enjoy a good steak. So
I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. Well, and one thing is that because we did this, and this will get lit tomorrow, I look forward to sharing with you and with the audience as to what has changed and what has shifted and what has taken place.
Well, Merlin said something to you very interesting, which you shared with me, and this might be part of the portal.
So we've referenced that we play this game called Celebrity. And by the way, in the years we've played, you and I have never been on the same team until the last time, and we smoked them.
We slayed. I mean,
we did.
Oh, what is that?
Carolyn's
big surprise. No.
Carolyn's, you and I are very knowledgeable within the pop culture of the entertainment industry, music, actors, directors, writers, and we did. We killed him.
We did. Okay. Yes. But we don't need to brag.
But I will say this: when you and your brother are on the same team, you are very formidable.
Formidable.
Yeah.
Becca is also formidable.
Yep.
I will say that.
Now, when Audrey is on,
and you know why Becca is formidable? Because Becca's just so funny. She just will. Her mind. You'll make when we're playing the game, and there are several rounds to the game. When we're in, she'll just start referencing anything. She'll just pull stuff out of the air.
Right.
It's the funniest thing you've ever seen. And she very often is right.
Right. And when Audrey's on my team, we have an intuitive connection.
Yes, you do.
Where hardly anything is said.
I know. You remember that? John Wayne. Right.
So here's what happened, and we have about 5 minutes left in the show. So the last time we played, we actually got to the third round, which is charades.
Charades.
And
for those who don't know how to play Celebrity, it's very simple. Every person writes down 10 names celebrities, living, dead, male, fictional, non-fictional, doesn't have to be in the entertainment industry, literature, sports, medicine, politics, whatever it is. Put them in a bowl, and we're on the same team. I draw it. It's my turn. I draw it out of a hat, and I've got to get Nick to say the name on the paper without saying the name on the paper, right? And then the second round, you can only use one word, so you better be paying attention in that first round. Third round is charades. No words, just gestures. Okay, so now.
So the last time, the clue was Fred Flintstone.
Yes.
And
oh, God, yes.
So what I did was I made it look like I was seated in the car with my feet going, and I made it look like the big rack of meat, of ribs was set on the car, and I literally fell over.
Yes. I couldn't get it to save my life, but that's all right. I got other things. I got other things.
And so the people were making comment about my acting skills. Please not comparing me to anybody that's a working actor. And so what Merlin said to me, well, this is a long drawn out story, that because I was an actor years ago, that you don't have to be done with that part of your life if you don't want to be. And that was one of those things like, Merlin, what are you doing here?
He's making trouble is what he's doing.
Right, exactly. So...
Or is he?
Or is he?
Or is this... Because you never know how abundance will manifest to you.
That's right.
It doesn't necessarily need to be cash in your pocket. It can be a new job opportunity. It can be abundance of opportunity. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
But because this is a money spell, we are looking for it to come.
We're looking for income.
Yes.
We're looking for income, but you don't. It's not. You can find it on the street. You can get a raise at your work. Who knows?
You could win.
You could win the lottery.
Right.
Yeah.
It can come because one of the biggest and longest running affirmations in my success journal is money comes to me from known and unknown sources.
Is that one of the things you wrote?
Yep.
There you go.
So, anyway, this was fun. This was so much fun.
Is it? Yes, good.
Yes.
Good.
I love this.
And I hope that everyone, if anyone has questions, send them to Nick and he'll ask me and I'll give you the answer.
Sure.
I don't think that I forgot anything. And I also have this written out for you, Nick, on paper, so you can always refer to that, and I can.
Wonderful.
I can send this to anybody, and I've got, as I say, I've got oils. And these oils seem to really work. They really do the trick.
I'm looking forward to seeing what comes from this, because goodness will come from this. If people want to contact you, tell them once again, please.
www.carolynhennessy, CarolynHennesy.com. Or if you're specifically looking for hoodoo products, Queen's Curios, no apostrophe, queenscurios.com.
Wonderful. I look forward to sharing with all of you and you all the good that comes from this, because it will be good.
Yeah, and there's other work that I do aside from this. I mean, this is just, as I say, one spell.
Well, and we'll look at our calendars and we'll get you back
Absolutely.
on as sooner than later so we can do this. And, share this with your friends, please. And also remember, too, that the Healthy Mind, Healthy Body course has started. It's Monday nights at 7 p.m. live at the Newmont Center on Zoom. We still have chairs available. It's very informative about how the mind and emotions affect the body. And we have a lot of guest speakers lined up, over the next 7 weeks. So please join us. And join me next week with Craig Shoemaker, because next week is the Super Bowl prediction show.
What?
Oh
man, I gotta contact my. Never mind.
And don't do anything until you talk to me, because my track record is extremely good.
Really?
Yes. And
no. Me and my addictive personality can't gamble. I'll lose the house.
And the funny thing is, I don't gamble. I just tell people what to do, and they do it.
And they win.
Yep.
You don't need this.
Yes, you do, because you have to learn how to set intentions. And a huge part of magic is the intention behind it.
Yeah.
Okay? Wonderful. All right. We are at the bottom of the hour. As I was saying, please share this with your friends. Re-watch it. I'm actually going to go back and rewatch it as a spectator, not just a participant, because I just love this stuff.
It's small magic, but it works, and it's brilliant, and it's beautiful, and it comes from pure sources.
Right.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you through Becca and Mike coming into our lives. We enjoy you so much, and
you more. So there.
So much more to come. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you next Thursday night, not Tuesday night, Thursday night with Craig Shoemaker. Good night, all.
Bye. I think that was fun.